Welcome back, family. Timo Hanna here. I'm your host, Rich, and we might not be doing anything tonight. I mean, this is what time was supposed to start, but yeah, I go on to the page for CovrPrice, and this is what I'm seeing right now as we speak. I've been in refresh, hoping, but they're in maintenance mode, so um, I don't know what to tell you guys. We're currently listless. So I figure we'll talk in just a few minutes just to see how things are going. See if we get lucky and it pops up. 25 Perez is already here. We got Sticker Buds checking in. Timo Hunter Family Time, 3 out of 4 days. Yeah. And Robert Monroe, how's it going, sir? But yeah, as I said, we don't have a list as of right now. Cover Price is in maintenance mode. So yeah. So it's based on the crowd that we have currently in the room, we could do a little continuation of yesterday's get together, which was cool. We had some fun yesterday. We gave away some comic books to our Patreon coconuts. Um, yeah, so let's talk about books that we think should be on the hot list. How about that? I'm sure that the Venom books are still going to be on there. I wouldn't be surprised if a couple of them have um, dropped down a little bit in price because it seems lately that we've been um, finding the peak right at the trailers, not at the movies anymore. I wonder if CBSI has, and I know that that's the CBSI and Comic Time is absolutely JP's Budget Collecting's domain. Yes, you did. Yes, you did, sir. Got set alarms on your phones or something. Speaking of setting alarms, I forgot to order my final order cutoff, so I miss Marvel and DC. Null books will likely still be up there. Yeah, absolutely. I wouldn't be surprised if we still see those Thor books from the Gore the God Butcher run that have Null in them. But we'll see. Now we might even have Dazzler books up there. You know, Larry's here. We have to say that. So I'll hit refresh on this one more time, and I'm not getting anything. So let's see. I used to have a membership at CBSI. I don't think I do anymore. Let's see if they have a list up. We could just discuss it, I guess. And no disrespect to JP's Budget Collecting. This is his domain, but I don't have a list. Top 10 underrated symbiotes. Let's show you guys what I'm looking at. Boom. Oh, I'm getting an ad for Clinique. Yeah. Know your audience, guys. I don't use that kind of stuff. Cover fire. Oh, there it goes. Oh, it's right here on the side. Why is there so much lag? My goodness. No, I don't care about Vistaprint. Okay, here's the hot list. Hot 10 comics for September 20th. So I guess they throw it out a different day of the week. Let's take a look at it. Why not? I've got Venom 3, 9.8, and third print 9.6. I need to sell before the movie comes out. Yes, absolutely. Deadpool, Agatha, and Penguin related books will be on the list. Yeah, and while I'm pulling this up here, tell me, guys, has anybody liked, disliked? I personally like Agatha. I think it's original and pretty cool, and I love Catherine Hahn. I think she's great. Did anybody see? Oh, whoa, guys! Did anybody see the new trailer, the 3-minute trailer? I think it's about that dropped for the Thunderbolts with an asterisk at the end. I'm telling you, man, they're going to change that name to Dark Avengers. All right, so let's I guess look at this list for a little bit. This is definitely some books that I have not seen on our list. All right, so we got the What If. Wolverine. Donald Duck was Wolverine, which I really didn't think that needed to be. Did they get me out of it? No. How do I get out of this? That's what happens when I. Oh my goodness. Yeah, I do. You can tell that the trailer is jumping around in the movie, so it's kind of hard to see a plot line. But yeah, I think it's got enough meat in it that it's going to be a good story. That's what I'm looking forward to. I'm mildly excited, but need to see Century before I buy in. I can't argue with that. I can't. Yeah, Larry, I back you up on that one. All right, so coming in at number 10 on the CMSI was one more time. Let me just check. Come on, man. Get with the program. Still in maintenance mode. Okay. So anybody that's joining us late, the cover price is in maintenance on their website, so I can't see it. So we're going to um, kind of jump into JP's budget collecting's realm, and I apologize. Make sure you check out his show. His show's at 9 o'clock. Hey, Kenneth, how's it going, sir? So we got What If Donald Duck Became Wolverine, the number one second print, 1 in 25, about a half a dozen sales on this Virgin Scotty Young. Well, it's not a lot of volume. It's impressive for only a day or two on the market. The second print of a 1 in 25 that is averaging over $50. Okay, well, that means it's hitting about double ratio. And look, I love collecting one copy of each of the Marvel represented ones, also mainly from the Spider-Man runs. But I don't think that any of them are really going to be valuable wise. So I would personally, meh, it's. I don't think it's going to hold $50. I think it'll probably come back down to like 35. A lot of people love Scotty Young, so it might give it keep it up there a little bit longer. But in the long run, just about all incentives just drop down too much. Number 9 on this list, we have Witchblade. Number 3, the 1 in 25, which is an homage to the. Help me out here. So what is that? X-Men 231, 233, 230 something. It's also it's popularized recently because the scene was recreated in the Wolverine Deadpool movie. Deadpool Wolverine. Sorry, I gotta give it was Deadpool's movie. Let's say that. That's on the volume, about 7 or so sales, averaging over $50. Well, the Witchblade itself, if Witchblade is a good story and gets a lot of people reading it, otherwise, this is just another incentive ratio variant that's going to fade into the woodwork. So I don't know how good Witchblade is. If anybody's reading it, let me know in the comments. Number 8, there's your Agatha. Fantastic Four, number 94. Wow, a CGC 9.6 sold for $559. Wait, purple labeled restored 9.6 it sold for 5. That makes more sense. I was going to say, ain't no way a 9.6 sold for 569. Now I have a lower grade of this. I think I have like a 3 or a 4. I look it up on CovrPrice, but they're in maintenance mode. And I bought this after WandaVision. I just wanted to have a lower grade copy. But I bought it after WandaVision when it was rumored that Agatha was going to get her own series. But then again, back then everybody was getting their own series. The plan was to have a nonstop 52 weeks of something going on Disney Plus. This book has dropped tremendously because of just the market itself and just the lackluster stuff going on in the MCU. It's spiking a little bit right now because Agatha is on, and I would love to upgrade, but I would not upgrade it right now. I would wait until after the series is over. Wait till like Thanksgiving, because the final 2 episodes will be dropping as a double shot the day before Halloween. So just hold off on that. Astonishing Tales number 25, first appearance of Deathlock. What made this 50th anniversary one shot has reminded folks of this classic character, driving collectors back to its. Oh, so 50th anniversary, everybody's reminded. Once it's off their minds again, it'll go back down. Mid-grade raws are about 50, but their standout sale was a CGC signature series 9.6 that sold for 750. Okay, who signed it? That I would really like to know that. Was it signed by Rich Buckler or was it signed by Stan Lee? We kind of need to know that who's the signature. Eh, it's hot right now because of the 50th anniversary, but this is a book that I think at one point even got rumored for the MCU, but never went anywhere. And this is a book that has never really taken off. It's you look at it, you know it. It's the first appearance, but for the most part, it never took off in any kind of value. So if it's only hot right now because of the 50th anniversary, wait till 50 and a half. The Revival #1, cover artist Jenny Frison. Thank you, dear. How's that book look? It's so the art is so good, but I don't like the face. I'm just not crazy about the face. The eyes just don't look right to me. I don't know, but everything else here looks good. Um, all right, so the revival just came out, and if I saw that correctly, I think it's at 2.99. Uh, Casting, I guess that's supposed to be. Confirmation and production news has sparked interest in this long option series, multiple printings, and a couple of variants. The first print, cover A, is doing well, averaging 25 on 20 plus sales and hitting a high of 43. Well, that's because it's in the hot list. It's got the buzz news, and they've got casting confirmations and production news, which means you're still more than a year away. Wait 6 months, it'll come back down again. It'll leave the hot list, and then nobody will be looking for it, so dealers will drop their prices. Ghost Rider #19, New Champions, feature spot on the cover of the New Champion series, as well as a backup story of the upcoming Robbie Reyes voices one shots. Have folks going back for this cover. Only one's appearance. I don't know anything about that, but I have heard some rumors about them bringing a Ghost Rider into um, the MCU, and I can't remember. I know it's not Johnny Blaze, and I don't think it's no, it's Danny Ketch. That's what the rumors are right now. That um, the Ghost Rider that they bring in will be Danny Ketch. So let's keep an eye out for those Danny Ketch first appearances. If you can get it before it hops on the hot list and get it for a good price, then go for it. Okay, top 4 here. Incredible Hulk #6. I wish it was the original, right? A new series announced from Marvel focused on the exploits of characters in World War II called Hell Hunters, starring this newly introduced version of the Spirit of Vengeance. They're using a Spirit of Vengeance supposedly from World War II. This issue of the Hulk was his first appearance, and the book has seen an uptick in sales of prices reaching an average of $15. Well, when the heck did this book come out? I don't know anything about when this book came out. It sure doesn't look like great cover art. And Hulk wasn't around during World War II. This doesn't make any sense to me. But again, it's a first appearance of yet another character. The signature on the Deathlock is probably George Perez. It's his first art. He did the last 2 pages apparently. Ooh, I did not know that was his first art. First art in general, or first art with Marvel. Either way, it's still cool. Thank you for that information, Larry. Yeah, I have no idea about this book. I have never heard of this Incredible Hulk #6 rather, and just not feeling it. Sorry. Spider-Woman #7 it comes in at #3. Back on the list again after news hit this week that we are getting a new Champions series featuring these characters. Over 50 sales this week, averaging $10, but the surge in volume is impressive as this has been ignored for the past couple of months for the most part. Thankfully, they are not carrying on that awful name, The Assembly. So no, not the ad. There. Yeah, this shot up real quick the first week it came out and immediately came crashing back down again. It's his professional art. Wow. That's You think about that, the amount of people that, you know, I mean, even McFarlane didn't start with Marvel. He didn't, he had to start with like, oh God, what was that name of that book? I can picture it in my head. But usually these artists, they don't get their first professional in Marvel, so that's actually pretty cool. All right, getting back to this. This book shot up in price. Then it shot with it like the day after it came out because we got, oh, it's a new first team appearance. Caliber. Thank you. Yes. I can see it in my head. That really dark cover. Um and as soon as it shot up, people were like, wait, why are we buying this? And then it shot right back down again. Now it's going back up again. It's they come out with different characters every single week. And I'm done trying to keep up with it. All right, coming in number 2, Larry, we got your book here. We got Venom, number 3, third print. You said you had that, right? Venom 3, 9.8, and third print, 99.6. There you go. All right. So it's number 2 on the list. Out of all the versions of Venom 3, this third print, first cover appearance, more than tripled its sales from last week, moving over 60 copies. Prices are also creeping up with with Raw hitting almost 300 and 9.8 hitting 435. I'll be honest, if I were trying to buy a book, I would not be buying a Raw for 300 when a 9.8 is 435. So what's a 9.6 going to hit? 250? So no, I wouldn't take that kind of a risk of saving what 25% of the price and maybe getting a 9.4 and 9.6. I mean, the grading is so crazy lately. No. Um, yeah, as Larry said earlier, I need to sell before the movie comes out. So if you really, really, really want to buy a Venom number 3 third print, hook connect Larry, contact Larry. He wants to sell it. It's an all black cover, tough 9.8. Yeah, what's the back cover like on that? Because if it's black on both sides, you can kind of hide your color rubs. But if it's light on one side and dark on the other, they slide around in the box when they're shipped, and that really gives a lot of color rub. Yes, so if you really want a copy of this, contact Larry, and he's also on Instagram, and he'll hook you up with a book that you really want to get into your collection. If you're saying I want to wait until this comes down in price, which honestly, even after the movie, I don't want to mess up Larry's sale, but my personal feeling is unless we think we're going to get Null in the future in the MCU slash Spider Verse or whatever, I don't see this having a tremendous amount of upside. I mean, Null is a great character. Well, they brought Sentry into the MCU. They might bring Null. So we'll see. I mean, if we wind up getting Null in the MCU slash Spider Verse, this book actually may have a continuation of going up. We'll see. And New Avengers number 33 at Baltimore Comic Con. So I don't have a lot of time, but folks are jumping back on this book this week as we've seen a rush of over 60 sales in the last few days. After a dip in prices, this is once again averaging $15. High sale hitting about 25 this week. Oh, it's a Doom cover. It is a cool Doom cover. Damn. That is a cool Doom cover. Okay. I'll give that. It's not a ratio variant or anything, though, right? It's just New Avengers number 33. I like that book. And getting one for $15 to having that nice artwork, I'd be okay with that. High sale hitting 25. I'd be looking for the average of 15. Actually, after a dip in prices, this is once again averaging about 15. So if it dipped before and it spiked up because of the recent news, when the news becomes stale, yeah, that's what I was saying. As the new news becomes a little stale, I think this New Avengers 33 might drop down to 10, 12. I might be looking for a copy of that myself. I'd love to have that on as a poster. I mean, geez, That as a poster, minus the Secret Wars and the emblem and everything. Just yeah, that would be really cool. All right, gonna do one more check here to see if this is up. No, it continues to be down. So I will just give my best pick and worst pick. Yes, well, yeah, you can kind of tell by the look of it. Um, and it's a Hickman story too. So, geez. Which do I think is the best pick as far as hopefully getting your money's worth in the long run, and which one is the worst at current time? Eesh, not crazy about any of them. Uh, hmm. All right, worst for me, my rubber band to the butt. Let's do that one first. Um, and this is only selling for 10. If it was selling for higher, that would be my pick. But I mean, how much lower is it going to go? Yeesh. I'd say worst pick is probably going to be the Witchblade number 3, 1 in 25 for $50. Uh, I'd probably hold off on that. If you really want to get it, wait a few months on that, and that'll probably come down to about 20. Look, actually saying that there aren't a lot of great choices on this list at current price. But even if there is a drop, okay, even if there is a drop in price, um, see if I can get myself just a little bigger here. There we go. Even if there is a drop in price after the movie comes out, the Venom number 3 third print is so hard to come by because it was, they didn't print a lot. People didn't buy third prints. Any kind of news for for Null in the future is going to spike this book again. If it weren't currently where it's at, I would give this the pick. I think if it was just a little bit lower, like if it wasn't at this high peak right now, and I think it can have peaks that are higher in the future. But if it weren't at this high peak, I'd say this is probably be my best bet. So Larry, I'm not kidding. It's not a bad book to pick. The 9.6 would probably be the way to go, or a 435 9.8. It's not terrible. I guess out of this list, I might be going for a decent raw first appearance of Deathlock, or a nice copy of Revival number 1. If I could get it for 25, okay. Because when the trailer does drop on that, and I don't know what studio is making it, but one third print 9.6 sold for 175 in an auction, so you can get it for low. Yeah. And I don't know if you find a 9.6 that is a candidate for CPR, you might be looking for something really good there. But that's kind of my point, though, is 175 for a 9.6, and they're saying 300 for raws. That's got to be like the mother of all raws to be $300. I don't buy it. I won't buy it. At that point, before I spent $300 on a raw on a book that's that tough to get a 9.8, I'm spending the extra 135 to get an actual 9.8. And that, because even your $300 raw, you still got to send it in, pay for grading, pay for shipping there, pay for shipping back. You're looking at what, $40 by the time you're said and done. Do you really want to take a chance for under $100 that you're going to get a 9.6? I'm not familiar with the CBSI lists. What criteria do they use? I, honest goodness, do not know. Just give you a little background. The JP's Budget Collecting is a channel that I watch every single week, and his list is going to be going live at 9 o'clock, which is in about 33 minutes. He takes a combination of Comic Tom's list and the CBSI Hot 10 list. He winds up with about 16, 17 books, and he rates them on a much better rating scale than I do. And also in 6 months, he comes back and checks to see, you know, was he accurate? Which ones did go up? Which ones didn't? P.S. Most books don't go up. So, um, but this week, when he did this, and I love the list so much, I subscribe to CovrPrice, and they had their own list. I'm like, well, nobody's covering this one, so I'll do a review of that particular list. Well, this week, unfortunately, CovrPrice is in maintenance mode, so it's just another comic service, which I think I used to use CBSI, and I switched to CovrPrice. Wait, how are you on the CovrPrice homepage when I keep trying to get into it? And it loaded up. Thank you for saying that. Oh, man. Okay. We're going to do this quick, guys. I still see a lot of the books here that are the same from what we just looked at. And that's Witchblade is a pre-release. That's interesting. There. Everything load. Start at number 20. Yeah, let's welcome, family. How's it going? We're going to do the CovrPrice top 20. All right. Coming in number 20, we've got Spawn, issue number 1. And they're 3.3 million copies or something they printed. First appearance of Sam and Twitch, which does have their own series right now. That's probably what spiked it up a little bit. How are we doing on prices now? 9.8's 128. So it has dropped back, returned back to its normal prices. It shot up to about 150. But 110, 120 has been where we normally are. So if you're looking to get one, it's back to normal. Well, I wouldn't have had any clue if you didn't tell me. So thank you, sir. Yeah, so if you're looking for a copy of Spawn number 1 in a 9.8, it's back to its normal price. You might even get a little lucky and get something below price. Don't forget to negotiate with those dealers. They want to sell those books. The Mood is following us, coming in number 19, the 1 in 15 Ryan Stegman. Hearing a lot of people talk well about this. I see the cover A is up 19%, which is cool. That's actually one of the books that's in this week's giveaway. Cool. So it's, what do we have now? A 1 in 15. Yes. We have no slab sales, obviously. And we have one sale. So it says last sale of an enamorment was $20, which is a little bit above ratio. What other ratios do they have? They have a limited to 600. They have a 1 in 10. They have a 1 in 50. A 1 in 100. Well, that's a pre-release. Oh, it's not out yet. Okay. You want to see that more than you want to see me. I should bring that up. There we go. It's a cool cover, and it's a pre-release, so it's coming out this week. So keep an eye out at your LCS. If you can get the 1 in 15, if you get it for $15, go for it. If you see it for 20, the choice is yours. If you see it for over 20, I'd hold your money. Come to find out, I think it was delayed. Yeah, it says that September 25th is its release date, and it does say pre-release here. So that's probably why it's shot up in price, because nobody could find it, and everybody thought, "Oh my God, it's sold out completely." All right, so number 18, we've got New Mutants number 98, first appearance of Deadpool. How are prices on this doing? 1,093. We're starting to come back down again. Hold off a little bit. October 1st is supposed to be when they're releasing that on Disney Plus, if I remember correctly, which I can't believe they're releasing it that quickly, but I'm not going to argue because I'd love to watch it again. Um, but by probably by Christmas or so, you're going to see this down in the 900s. So wait for that 9.8. Your other books are pretty much holding about the same price. I love this. I absolutely love this. 9.4, 365, 9.2, 405. You get those odd numbers in between that have, and they will eventually correct themselves. So that you see like that right there, 9.4 selling for less than a 9.2. That will, people will look up when they see a eBay auction. They'll come in here, they'll look and say, oh, the last one was this. They don't even bother looking at the other grades around it. That's how you can really find some decent prices, which will correct themselves over time. G.I. Joe, A Real American Hero, number 310, Brad Walker and Francesco Segala, 1 in 10. I don't see any first appearance or any particular reason why. Cool cover. See, CovrPrice is just so much easier to use. I'm sorry. This book is already down 7%. It came out last week, and we've got Raws selling for $10. It was at 20, so it's dropped down. Wow, it's basically selling at ratio right now. This book, well, a $10 1 in 10 ratio. I guess it's going to finish coming around 5 or 6. Sonic the Hedgehog, Nathaniel Fordrain, cover the retailer incentive 1 in 10, number 73, down 3% already. 1 in 10 is now selling for near mint for 15, was selling for 20. It just came out on the 18th. I said this before about Sonic the Hedgehog. Oh, well, thank you for joining us from Chattanooga, Tennessee. Good to see you, sir. Or ma'am. I'm not sure which. Sonic the Hedgehog has a very dedicated fan base, but it is not the largest fan base. And what usually happens is, I'm just going to throw out numbers, that there are 10,000 diehard Sonic the Hedgehog readers. And coincidentally, they'll wind up being 10,000 retailer incentive 1 in 10s. So that being said, usually the supply and demand always match on these incentive variants, and they never shoot up in value. They'll go up a little bit and then they'll settle back down as everybody locks in their one copy. And nobody seems to want to buy a bunch of them. Next up, we have Mark Spears Monsters. This is from Keen Spot Entertainment. That's the first time I think I've ever seen a Keen Spot on the list. This is a 1 in 25 that came out last week. It's an interesting cover. I mean, it's obviously homage-ish, but it's interesting. That's all I'm going to say about it. So this is a 1 in 25 and near mint selling for 25. Okay. The cover A, no sales, no sales, no sales, down 1%, down 1%. This one's up quite a bit. That one's up 45%. That's an interesting cover. The Bride of Frankenstein. Let's see a bunch of other ones here. The only one that's actually had any real change is the Bride of Frankenstein one. This one is down a little bit. Apparently, if cover A and everything are not shooting up, then this is a book that nobody's really caring about. And if they don't care about cover A, then they're not going to care about a 1 in 25. So save your money. Next on the list, hey, we talked about this one before. It's up 76, up 13%. I got a couple covers of this, but I didn't go out and spend a ton of money. And you can see that I did get that one and the cover A because it's got the little "you own." So this was a 1 in 25 virgin variant. The fact that there are a lot of Scotty Young collectors out there is helping also with this. So we've got the last sale of a near mint was 76. It was at 80. It's come down a little bit, fine 30. It's sad when somebody's already selling a copy that's a 5.0 to a 6.5. Means there's something got damaged in transit. Personally, I'd be trying to get a refund on that copy. I don't think this title or anything is really going to hold a lot of value, I wouldn't waste my money on it, honestly. I bought the cover A just so I could have my little Disney fix, but that was it. The Graveyard Club from Jenny Frizen's 1 in 20. Now, there's an odd ratio. Graveyard Club #1 came out last week. And I think I did get cover A. Yes, I did. Right there, it says you own one. We've got the sales. We've got this did sell pre-sale for $60 back in June. Most recent sale at 41, which means it's still just a slightly above double ratio. It's a cool looking cover. Jenny Frizen is a liked artist, but we're missing one thing that we don't know. Is the story good? Will people like it? Will people go after it? I'm trying to see if there's any higher ratios. No, this looks like the highest ratio, and there is one that's a 1 per store. They got a 1 in 5, a 1 in 10. So the 1 in 20 is the highest ratio variant on it. If stores didn't buy a lot, they might not have gotten the 1 in 20. So it might wind up being less than 1 per store. I couldn't tell you. But if it's a great story, if it gets optioned, it'll go up. If it's not a great story, if it never gets optioned, then it's going to go down. So if you've read the cover A and you think this book has potential and you want to grab it for $20, go for it. Oh my God, really? They did this? Okay. Venom War, issue #1, first appearance of the Venom horse, because we saw him in the trailer. This is from August 7th of this year. It's a key comic. Do you really think that horse remains venomized after it runs them where they have to go in the movie? It's already down 15%. September 19th, somebody paid $80 for a 9.8, and Raws are selling for $14 for a near mint. Near mint plus $10 for regular near mint. I wouldn't even give you $10 for it. I mean, it's a Clayton Crane drawing artwork. It's not even that great for a Clayton Crane. Eesh. Yeah, I'm not even that crazy about the cover. I know somebody who draws horses, and she would be really pissed at this. Yeah, it's already on its way down. It's down 15%. It's going to continue to go down just because we got one little scene that has a horse, a venomized horse in the trailer. It's not something you're not going to have a venom horse. Think about the goats in Thor: Love and Thunder. Okay, that's all I got to say. All right, here we go. The Witchblade X-Men 251. You buy the cover and Crane sleeps with your wife for free. Oh, somebody has to. Anyway, Mark Silvestri's X-Men 251 homage. So I thought it was in the 230s. I was wrong. 251. And the homage is only popular right now because it was in the movie. But the ghosts from Thor were always canon. Yes, absolutely. And they were also always annoying. But I mean, that's the goats, even though they were always canon, even they didn't hold value. That's kind of my point, though. Do you think this is going to hold value? They had a little spike up when the movie first came out. So we got, all right. So Witchblade #3, which I didn't even buy any copies of. Most recent sale of this was $50 for a near mint, $50 for a near mint plus. Highest one was $60 a couple of days ago. It's a little bit more than double ratio, but I personally just don't think it's going to hold because the X-Men 251 is already starting to drop on its own because the buzz from that one scene, again, one scene is already starting to drop. So as a result, I think anything related to X-Men 251 is also going to drop. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We're at the halfway point. So we're going to take a quick second to say thank you to all our Patreon members and our YouTube members with an updated list. And we'll be right back with the top 10. I might have to reload that at a lower volume because I just scared the crap out of myself. And if I did it to anybody else, I apologize. All right, so let's let's jump into the top 10. We have a revival also from Image Comics, issue number 1 from 2012. See, we didn't know that kind of information. Highest known value of a 9.9. Wow, 9.9 went for $400, making the 9.8 sell for 85. Near Mint Pluses selling for 42. Near Mint Regular going for 13. Hmm. Hmm. I don't trust anybody that sells a raw that they list it as a 9.6 to a 10 near mint plus. I just don't. I think if you're that sure it's a 9, if it's that high a grade, you're sending it in for grading. Would not leave out Marvel coming out with a Venom Horse book or at least a one shot. They're always scraping the bottom of the barrel as it is. And you know what? Yeah, I can see that. You're right. And as soon as that happens, there'll be a little bit of a spike up for that book again. So, um, so we've got a bunch of other books that are already out. A third printing, Awesome Con. I don't see, I see this is, I don't see any ratio variants. Must have been nice back in 2012. Um, keep your eye out for a real high grade raw for 13 to 15 bucks. If you can find a 9.8 already for 80 some odd bucks, go for it. Don't bother with the 9.9. There'll probably be a lot of people sending in pre-screens for that now. Here we go. Thor, God of Thunder. Null cameo, unnamed in the flashback. Origin of Gore. It's issue number 6. This is the regular. In December 21st, this hit 600 bucks for 9.8. We're now selling for 150, 1/4 of the price. And it's up. And it's at 1/4 of what it was. Near Mint's regular is going for 61. Jeez. All this is just a null cameo. I think the origin of null would probably be a better one to go after, but right now I just would wait until after the movie. I think this book will drop down again like it did. Number 9, we've got Venom issue number 4, The Origin of Null and Nowhere, the severed head of a celestial. Yes, that's where the Guardians of the Galaxy live. Okay, so this is from 2018. Highest known value of a 9.8 was in 2020. It was $250. Now it is selling for $61. And it's a cool cover. So as dark a cover as that is, 61 books for a 9.8, that's not terrible. Near Mint Plus selling for 20, Near Mint Regular selling for 7. 7. Oh, I remember all these covers. Eesh. That $61. And you know what's funny? It's actually going to go down a little bit after the movie. But how much it's going to go down is not as much as a $300 book will drop down to $220. A $60 book will drop down to $45. So would you rather lose 15 bucks or 80 bucks? Guardians of the Galaxy number 23, the first appearance of Clintor, the symbiote planets, which we don't even know if we're going to see it in the movie. We maybe in like a memory, but that's it. They're going to refer to it. That's it. So from 2015, wow, and this is actually up. The most recent sale is the highest price, $161 for a 9.8. Or you could buy a Near Mint Plus for 17, a Near Mint Regular for 20. I'm not buying that for 160. I wouldn't give more than 60 for this book. If I remember correctly, when I looked at this book last week, when I looked at the prior sales, I was selling for the 9.8 was selling for like $49.99. So what? Because they might show a planet, which really doesn't change anything. How did that first appearance of Ego do for you? That actually meant something. Here's Spider-Woman number 7, first team appearance of the Assembly, known as Titan, Cadet Marvel, Moonsquire, Liberty, and Hellrune. 9.8's the highest sale on this was 65 just a couple days ago. $8 for a near mint. That's it, $8. And when it first came out, $8 for a near mint plus. Most recent sale here, $50 for 9.8. The sales prices don't give me any confidence that this is going to go up. So, yeah, I just don't think it will. It's got nowhere really to go. If it's selling for 9.8 for 50, it's not going to lose a tremendous amount. I mean, that might not be such a bad thing to buy. Just someday you'll have to, try to sell it for 35. I don't know. Here's the Incredible Hulk, the first appearance of the Spirit of Vengeance from a century ago. And again, if it's from a century ago, how is he fighting Hulk? Because Hulk was not around a century ago. That's what I don't understand. Unless it's like in a flashback memory. 9.8 just sold for 125, but your near mint plus is selling for 22, 25 for near mint, 15 for very fine. I haven't gotten any kind of I don't think we're gonna see a Spirit of Vengeance from a century ago in anything that means anything. That's the whole thing. I mean, what are they talking about? Carter Slade? Could have been a motorcycle from a century. Well, I guess it could. Yeah. In 1924, I think there were motorcycles. Nothing that, well, something that I think they had a one shot about a prehistoric Hulk. Okay, well, even prehistoric's not 100 century ago. Well, then again, he'd be immortal. I don't know. Whatever. Yeah, this is definitely a whatever book. I'm not buying it. And here's the New Avengers, the Gabriel Zalato regular cover from April 22nd, 2015. First appearance of a final incursion event. Ooh. Immortal Hulk Time of Monsters. Not that I've heard of. Thank you. Yeah. But a final incursion event. That could be pretty cool. This is up 16%. 174 was the highest known value of a 9.8 back in 2022. It's currently selling for 110. Near mint selling for 22 and 18. I don't see any 9.6 sales. Well, no, there was a 9.6 sale from May. So that is this year. Went for $17. So great cover, as we talked about earlier. Do I think a final incursion event is going to be something that the MCU is going to be worried about with the Fantastic Four? Yes. Do I think that's something that's going to go up in value over the next 6 months? No. You'll find it lower? Yes. Venom number 3, third print. This is also known as the Larry Cimbarelli variant. This is reprinting the first appearance of Null. Here we go. Last sale of a 9.6 was $200. A 9.8, $403. Near mint plus $250 for a raw. Near mint regular $190 for a raw. Highest known sale $900 for a 9.8 on August 1st, 2020. Look at all this information. Bang, right there. I love CovrPrice. That's why I left CBSI. It sucks. And this is the regular first print cover that everybody remembers that cover, right? I think wasn't there a Walmart variant of this too? I thought this one was a Walmart variant. Whatever. Look, if they do end the movie with him as a kind of, I got to bring this onto the correct screen. Sorry. Kind of think of the first Avengers movie when they were slowly introducing Thanos. If they end the Venom movie with that kind of a fine, I'll do it myself moments like Thanos had, this book could spike. Do I think they will? No, I don't think Sony's that smart. So I think this book is going to come down after the movie, but we'll see. Ghost Rider, number 19, New Champions, first appearance of Phantasma, cover only. See? Is this like Dazzler Ghost Rider? I mean, she's got roller skates on. She's got the white lights. This is like Dazzler Ghost Rider. I don't know. So I guess that would have been a spoiler variant. This is from a year ago. Lucio Vecchio, up 5%. 9.8, highest known sale of a 9.8 was $44. That's it, $44. And that was a year ago. Now you've got near mints selling for $30. So I don't know if there are any 9.8s. Check the census. I bet you there's 12 on the census because nobody even thought it was worthwhile to send it in for grading. The market is going to get flooded with these things in a few weeks when they all come back from grading. I tell you that. So yeah, this price has got nowhere to go but down. And number one, we have see that there's that cover. This is the cover that I saw was shooting up in price. This is the one they should have had on CBSI. This is the cover E Bridezilla from Keenspot Entertainment. This is not a ratio variant. And that is a cool cover. I like it. The Bride of Frankenstein here. Sales going for 19, $20 highest sale raw. Also a couple days ago for 30. Again, this is a regular issue. This is not a ratio variant, but it's from Keenspot Entertainment, which means that most stores don't carry this, and they probably didn't buy a ton of them because they didn't think they were going to go up in value. The regular books are not going up. It's only this particular variant. $5.99 was the regular price, which means the stores had to drop out $3 a piece for these things on hoping they would sell a cover E of a Keenspot Entertainment. Yeah, I can see this being pretty rare. All right, so which books do I think on this list, because we're coming up on 9 o'clock and I got to go watch JP. Let me get my boom and my bomb. Boom and the bomb. I'm going to go with the boom first, and I'm going to look for it. I'm going to try to find the number one book on this list. I'm going to try to find the Mark Spears Monsters, the cover E. I like this book, and we're probably going to wind up. Now this list just dropped right now, so you got a chance really to find something on eBay. Hopefully, you find it before I do, because otherwise, we'll be in a bidding war. But try to find it around the $20 mark. And I think that's a really cool book to have. Okay, so which one is the bust? We got the boom. Which one's the bust? We got a few on this list. I guess I'll stick with the Spider-Woman. And I know it's not that high a price, but I just, when it came out, it shot up, and within a week, it was already down because nobody cared. And now all of a sudden, oh yeah, we care again, which means next week you won't care again. It's not that big a drop in price because it's not that expensive to amount of money to lose. First appearance of the Venom Horse might be a good candidate also. Let's not forget that G.I. Joe book, which is already dropping too. So 1 in 10. There's a few here. There are a few here. Vision Comics is checking in. Vision Comics and Games. How's it going? All right, so that is where we stand. Like I said, I think your best pick might be that Bride of Frankenstein Monsters at the number one spot. If you can still find a good raw, high quality copy for $20, I think it might go up some more from this point. And there's several books on here to avoid. But other than that, though, we're going to call it a night. It's been an adventure. We've covered two different lists because CovrPrice decided to do maintenance. Is like, Ohana Comics is about to broadcast maintenance. They didn't do that. They didn't do that. They wouldn't do that to us. Oh, yeah, I think everybody does. All right, guys. So I'm going to wrap this up so I can go watch JP's Budget Collecting and see how he talks about stuff. It's a live stream also, so make sure you check him out. Yes, good night to you too, sir. I'll see you on Wednesday. And other than that, so I want to thank everybody. Please don't forget to click like, subscribe, click on those notifications. You know when more videos are dropping. Wednesday, we have our free new comic book day. Giveaway books. If you're not sure what books they are, look at last week's video. It shows them this way. You can also have a chance to drop a comment, which will get you into the drawing. Okay. All right. Other than that, though, everybody have a wonderful evening. I'll see you on Wednesday. Mahalo.